3. Yes, the third episode of World's Strongest Knot. I'm Warren, that's Jasper, this is Toit Fishing. Lovely to have you here with us on the screen. We're going to be testing the Trilene knot, we're going to be testing it to breaking point, and we want to see how much we can upset that leaderboard. So let's see if we can do the business. Just a quick tribute here to Jimmy and Ricky for this brilliant knot. They brought it to us in the 70s. If you don't know how to tie the knot, check out our how-to video. If you want to know a bit of an in-depth view on the knot, check out our overview and the monster knot review, and you'll get a bit more info on the Trilene knot. Links in the description below. Just wanted to teach you guys a quick little South African word here called a varley. Like you just say it, barley. And basically all it means is it's someone from out of town who's on holiday in your local spot, and they're upsetting the norm. It's 5:30, it's the first day of holidays. All the locals are down there. There's 50 guys fishing in a regimented way. And about half 9, 3 hours later, this guy turns up on the rocks, pulls in, he's got his leather boots on, he's got his little telescopic rod, he's got his plastic little container, and he walks out onto the rocks. Fishing's all ended already. Anyway, he comes out, he's got his bait on, he walks to the front, casts his line out, straight away, bang, over 7 guys' lines, big mess. All he can hear is, cut him off! That's a varley, you know. Just a quick summary of our parameters. We're remaining unbiased. We won't let you know any line manufacturers we're using. We're using 10 pound, 30 pound, 50 pound, 80 pound, 100 pound on monofilament, on fluorocarbon, and on braids. All knots will be compared to 100% breaking strength that we've measured, not what it says on the carton. Batch control on all line types. All our results will be converted to percentages where 100% is the maximum breaking strength of the line itself. We'll let you know exactly how many wraps we use, and we'll let you know the mean knot strength for all the 3 line types as well. We've tested about 450 knot tests to get you this data for the Trilene knot. So I really hope we've got a lot of fly fishermen and a lot of bass guys today, because this knot is by far one of the best freshwater knots to eliminate that extra bit of weed. You've got to take the weed off the hook, but just that extra bit of weed sometimes gets stuck on the knot. This knot prevents it really well, so I hope you try it if you haven't already. So just a reminder here, we test all knots to destruction. We start off with the minimum amount of wraps and we work that up. If the knot slips at any point during testing, we start again, we add a wrap, and then we test the lines again until we're confident that those wraps will not slip. All right, let's see monofilament. Let's see if it delivers. 10 pound monofilament. 13.8 pounds actual measured line strength, 3 wraps, and 95.44% on the knot strength. 30 pound monofilament, 42.2 pounds actual line strength, 3 wraps was used, and the knot strength of 95.27%. On 50 pound monofilament, we had 3 wraps and 92.62% on the mean knot strength. On 80 pound monofilament, we had 103.53 pounds on the actual line strength. 3 wraps was used, slightly dropping a bit, 86.59% on the mean knot strength. And then on 100 pound monofilament, actual line strength was 117.96 pounds. 3 wraps was used, and dropping again, 86.38% on the mean knot strength. Okay, so for fluorocarbon, 100% fluorocarbon, let's check out the results and see what we get. Right, on 10 pound fluorocarbon, actual line strength was 11.41 pounds, 3 wraps was used, and 83.98% mean knot strength. On 30 pound fluorocarbon line, we had 27.59 pounds actual measured line strength, 3 wraps again was used, and a mean knot strength of 85.85%. For 50 pound fluorocarbon line, we had actual measured line strength of 42.35 pounds, 3 wraps was used, and 81.18% mean knot strength. And for 80 pound fluorocarbon line, we had an actual measured line strength of 58.68 pounds, 3 wraps was used, and a mean knot strength of 85.48%. So for braid, we've had this little recipe going on with all these clinch knot variant type knots. Round and round we go, add a wrap, add a wrap. All right, 10 pound braided line. Actual line strength, 21.7 pounds. 10 wraps up and down, 93.47% mean knot strength. 30 pound braided line. Actual measured line strength, 32.16 pounds. 7 wraps up and down, 84.42% mean knot strength. For 50-pound braided line, we had 7 wraps up and down with a mean knot strength of 72.52%. For 80-pound braided line, we had 85.89 pounds, 6 wraps up and down and dropping to 69.81% mean knot strength. And then on 100-pound braided line, we had 93.74 pounds actual mean line strength, 5 wraps up and down with 68.36% mean knot strength. Ridiculous the amount of wraps we've been doing, but all I can say is the Trilene, we've had to add a load of up and down wraps to get that guy from stopping. So please just pay attention with the braid, with the amount of wraps and whether it's over wrapped as well. That will be key for success using this knot on braid. Wow, impressive results. Monofilament, can you believe it? High 90s on all those thin lines. Fantastic. So you've got a knot there to use straight away. Brilliant. All right, let's check out the leaderboard for Monofilament. 91.26%. How good is that? Straight to the top. Step aside, Mr. Improved. I've got this. Fluorocarbon. Let's see if the clinch knot can hold on to its top spot. Guess not. 84.12%. Can you believe it? Fantastic result for the Trilene. Straight to the top. We have another leader on fluorocarbon. Brilliant. So braid, 77.72%. We have a new leader. 1, 2, 3. Monofilament, fluorocarbon, braid. Steamed ahead. And what's great is those guys are struggling down there in the 70s with the braid. Almost 10% improvement there. Fantastic result. Something to try out if you're struggling with slipping on braid knots. So kudos to Jimmy and Ricky. Great knot. Really like the double wrap around the thing with the tuck through. It seemed to lock down the line really well. Keep the wraps really low on the fluorocarbon and the monofilament. Loads of extra wraps again on the braid. Let's hope we can look at another knot in the future for braid again. But at some point I was a Viley. At some point most of us were Vileys, questioning, learning, asking, doing something completely different to the place you're fishing at. You know what I'm talking about. So the one thing I love about Vileys is their enthusiasm, their questioning, and their wanting to learn. So if you want to learn a new knot, I'd highly recommend the Trilene knot. Thanks for joining us. It's been great having you here today. Try the Trilene knot out, worth a shout. I'm Warren, that's Jasper. You're watching Toit Fishing. Like, subscribe, get on our website. See you later.